Bill Keightley achieved legendary status long before his name was unfurled from the rafters at Rupp Arena. Keightley, Kentucky's celebrated equipment manager, served with every UK coach from Adolph Rupp to Tubby Smith. He was a father figure and friend to just about every player who ever laced up a pair of sneakers for Big Blue. Keightley is also known as a man who never met a story he didn't like. Join us now as Mr. Wildcat recalls some of his favorites.
I'm D.G. Fitzmaurice. I'm here with Mr. Wildcat, Bill Keightley. And Bill, I see that you have success as a choice. Now, is this required reading around here? Rick Pitino's bestseller?
Well, I'm hopeful that the rest of the staff will read it, but I'm afraid to read it myself because if I get any more successful, I won't be able to handle it.
Let me ask you this. Every time I've talked to you, and I anticipate it'll be this way today, I get inspired. I mean, I really get inspired. I want to do things when I leave here. You know?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of being an inspirational speaker like Rick Pitino?
I tell you, when you see me, I probably just talk to Rick. I just talk to him on the phone, and I'm so inspired now, I really don't know which way to go.
Well, now, do you inspire him, or does he inspire you?
No, he inspires me.
Are you sure?
Yeah. When he came to EG, I was 61 years old. Now
and you're 62 now?
Well, he's been here 8 years.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm 45.
Okay.
He's taken 16 years. He's backed me up 16 years. And if we can keep him another 10 years, I'll be catching school bus.
You know, while he's taking years off your life, he's added years to the opposing coaches' life.
I'm having so much fun doing this. I didn't want to get older, so I'm going the other way.
Let me ask you about a couple of rumors that I've heard about you.
Yeah.
You know, we want to diffuse these right before the public.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, now you've been around a number of years.
Yeah, okay. Long enough.
Dr. Naismith.
Oh,
I've been told, okay.
Jim, I always call.
Did you call him Jim?
Yeah.
I said Jimmy myself, but Jim, that's fine. Now he had that peach basket. Okay, somebody told me that you actually sold him the peaches. Is that, now I don't know if that's is that a rumor or?
Well, sir, you know, that was an old basket I had. You know, I was born and reared on a farm, and we had a big peach tree. And every year I sold peaches, 25 cents a bushel, and he came by and bought a bushel, and I threw the basket in.
You know, this reminds me of a story with George Washington and the cherry tree, but I won't even get into this one. Now, the other rumor, Bill, is that I want to get into, and I find this really hard to believe, is that when Rick Pitino arrived on campus, you were driving a pickup of what color? I admit it before now I know, this is painful. It's painful for me to ask, and it's painful for you to answer, but I think we owe it to the public out there to answer that question. What color was the pickup truck that you were driving?
It is painful. Well, but it was a terrible off-color red.
What was that again? I don't think the picture. Wait, look right in the camera. Yeah. It was red.
It was red.
Mr. Wildcat
in a red
was
pickup.
driving a red pickup.
Yes.
Okay.
With a bursted muffler.
Well, it deserves to have a muffler like that. Now, what happened when Rick Pitino saw that red pickup drive in the parking lot? What did he do?
Well, the first time he saw the thing, I went out to, he'd been here about 3 days, I went out to his house. He moved in out here off of Shinawee Road. Joanne wasn't here in town at that time, and he had to go back to New York, so he asked me if I'd pick him up, take him to the airport. You know, I mean, he don't know what kind of vehicle I got. So I pull up in front of his house.
Yeah.
In this red pickup truck, and you know, I thought he'd hear me, but he apparently wasn't ready. He didn't run down, so I cut her off, rung the doorbell. He brought his bags down. We take them out, and he said to me, he said, "I wish Joanne could see me now." Says she always says I go to the airport in a limousine. I said, "Well, Coach, you're in Kentucky, and this is a limousine." Okay, all right. So now we take these nice bags and we set them over in the back of the pickup truck like you're supposed to.
Right. Oh, that's right.
All right, we set out on this journey to the airport. We're whizzing along out here on the New Circle Road, you know. Boy, I got her up to about 50, and as I told you, we had that muffler with that hole in it. He said, Bill, he said, when we win the first national championship, I'm going to buy you a new truck. I said, boy, yeah, I sure hope we can win one in a hurry. We bounce along. I get her up there at about 55, 60. I'm about ready to violate the law. I'm rolling. Boy, she's rolling pretty good now. And he said, I don't believe I can wait that long.
So I understand you got a blue one.
Hey, on my birthday, December the 17th of that year, they called me upstairs, and there was a blue pickup truck with a team standing in the back.
That's a great story.
Yeah, it is a great story.
I love it. Now let me get serious just for a minute. In February of last season, they honored 3 basketball players, Frenchie DeMoisy, Johnny Cox, whom I saw play here, by the way, and Kyle Macy, of course, whom I saw play. And then there was one other gentleman who was honored and wasn't in on it, right? Now tell us what happened, how the whole scenario, because your banner right now is in Rupp Arena, is it not?
It is in Rupp Arena.
Now
yes.
tell me that, you know, the events leading up to what happened that evening.
Well, actually, there wasn't anything leading up to it because
they didn't tell you, did they?
I was totally unaware of it, and you know, I was thoroughly enjoying the fact that we had number 24 out there, Johnny Cox, and of course Kyle, and of course I knew Frenchie, and his brother's a very good friend of mine, but I was having just a great time, you know. I was waving over there at Johnny and this sort of thing, and they said, now we have one more, and you know, it still doesn't mean anything to me because, you know, I'm the type of guy that never expected anything.
Were you looking around to see?
And you know, I was looking around, and Kyle Moat standing there holding that great big frame, and he kind of looked at me and kind of turned it around the other way a little bit. And I wasn't trying to see what was on it, but still didn't make any difference.
Go ahead.
And then I look out there and I see my wife and daughter and son-in-law, and I said, uh-oh, the time has come. Now they make that announcement, and you know, I'm the most surprised person in the building, and you know, and touched.
Well, I was going to say that was a very emotional moment for you and for Rick, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was, and you know, even Rick didn't know it because I've always said if he'd have known it, he'd have told everybody. And I would have told them.